Hey everybody, this is John Desitel and Associates Real Estate, and I am greeting you from our home, our office in our home in beautiful Douglas County, Colorado. It is very windy here today, so if you hear some wind in the background, I apologize. This is all part of our kind of new series of, I don't want to call it education series because it makes me sound cocky. It's more of just kind of a knowledge based, what I've observed over the years in my career in real estate, tips, whatever you guys want to make of it. If you watch these videos and you take away something of value, great. And if not, I apologize and hopefully don't waste too much of your time. I've seen several of these posts on my newsfeed and social media over the last year of real estate gurus, citizens, people just like you and I, that have freed themselves of the need to work in their daily jobs by investing in real estate. And I want to touch on this topic. And again, this video series, what I'm trying to do is focus on topics that other real estate agents are not talking about, or books are not talking about, because we all have books from here to the moon that real estate agents talk about. Well, you guys can go and get those books. So I'm trying to pick topics that are not being talked about. So let me get to the point. I'm watching these news feeds, and these everyday citizens are freeing themselves from their everyday jobs by investing in real estate, right? And today I saw this guy, it's on the news feed, he bought 25 properties and he was making $250 per property per month. Sounds great. So I don't know, what is that? He's making like, do the math. This guy's making $650, $700 a month or $7,000, $650, $6,500 a month on his portfolio. Shit, I can't even add $6,250. My God. So my point is, that sounds like a lot of money. Maybe okay, he's got this $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a month coming in money. So he's making $80,000, $90,000 a year. Well, is that a lot of money? So let me break this down for you guys. And I'm sure a lot of you guys that are math whizzes and successful real estate people are probably already saying, hey, John's got a point. Let me go back to my childhood, Dayton, Ohio. My mom knew these very successful real estate gurus that had a couple hundred properties. They were painters, and they would buy these dilapidated fucking crack houses for like $10,000, paint them, put people in, renters, and they would make $100 a month, $200 a month in profit per property. But their exposure, right? $10,000 property, even if you get a mortgage on a $10,000 property at 10% interest, taxes, insurance, your house payment's $100 a month. And I'm making all these numbers up, but you get the drift. So you go to the bank, you buy a $10,000 crack house in Youngstown, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, Gary, Indiana, depressed area, Detroit. So you get this property back in time, even hell today in some areas of the country, you could still buy houses dirt cheap. You buy the house, you go to the bank, you get a mortgage, your house payments is on your house payment's only $100 a month. Now I'm exaggerating again, but you get the drift. So then you go put a tenant in that property, and let's say rents are lower in that area, but let's say the rents are $600 a month. And let's say that you're putting those tenants on Section 8 housing, so you're guaranteed the rent. So you have a spread $400 to $500 a month in case of a boo-boo. A roof goes, a HVAC system goes. Coverage for unexpected repairs. We always want to budget when we're renting property, vacancy factor, collections, losses, repairs. Always. And we're always looking at that coverage as a percentage or a ratio of what is the value of the property, not just how much money are we making a month in gross dollar figures, okay? Oh, I'm making $250 a month. Well, if you're making $250 profit a month on a $10,000 property, all right, that's pretty impressive. But I'm watching people out there buying $400,000 properties, and they're patting themselves on the back for bringing in $250 a month. Well, give me a fucking break. People, use your nugget, okay? Let's go back again to those guys back in my childhood. So those guys were making $500 a month on a $10,000 investment. Dang, they were paying for that investment in less than 2 years. Now, we fast forward in time to today's market. We got these supposed gurus out there that are buying properties that are $400,000, where they're only making profit of $4,000 a year of their own money. Now, if you're making $80,000 a year on 25 properties, people, and you get just 4 roofs in a year that go bad, guess where your profit is? Bye-bye. Let me give you an illustration. And the guy that I'm talking to probably is going to watch this video and say, oh my God. So we'll call him Person X. During the beginning of COVID, I know a person out there in Anytime USA that had a bunch of properties, Airbnb properties, that he was making a lot of money on because he was renting these Airbnb properties out. Well, guess what happened at the beginning of COVID? Everybody stopped renting the damn Airbnb properties. This guy had like 40 properties. Well, guess what? He still had that debt coverage on 40 properties. But he didn't have any rent coming in. Oopsie. When we have positive leverage, values going up, or rents coming in because rents are going up, or low vacancy factor, low supply side, people are moving to Florida, or people are moving to Colorado. Literally not enough rental units. Everything's 100% rented. We can get away with low rates of return on our rentals. And if we're buying property with OPM, other people's money, we can buy 10, 15 properties and get a very low rate of return as a percentage of the value of the property. But as these new construction, because a lot of you out there have made the mistake of buying new construction property, throwing tenants in them. Guys, those new construction properties start to age. They start to time out. That new construction property in any town suburbia starts to get aches and pains on its bones. And you guys that are not putting away sufficient money in reserves, when those aches and pains on those properties start to appear and that new property starts to get a little ache and pain, that $250 a month coverage isn't enough. So my point is a very important point. Not to look at the dollar figure, the total dollar figure. When you're buying a rental property, you can get really tied up in a dollar figure on your investment. Oh, I'm making X dollars a month on this rental property. Stop. You need to look at the percentage too. You need to say on a $100,000 rental, what percentage of that $100,000 property am I making? 1%, 3%, 8%. And what is the age life of the improvements? Meaning, if a roof has a 30-year roof, we all know in Florida, for example, has 18 years on a shingle roof. That's it. It's gone. And if that roof's 7 years old, we know that that roof has only got 11 years left. And if we know that a roof is $13,000, we now can use simple division to figure out how much money we need to set aside for that roof every month. If we have a rise in foreclosures, okay, rates go up, people stop making payments, And if people in foreclosure start putting their houses that they stop paying mortgages on the rental market and the shadow rental market, and they stop paying the bank, but they put their property, their second home, their investment home, on the market, and they're competing with you, the honest landlord, they can dump that property on the rental market for less than what you, honest landlord, can, because they're not paying their bank on the back end. This happened in 2009, 2010, 11. So they knew they were going to be foreclosed upon. They said, fuck it, we're going to take the cash, put it in our pocket. We know market rent's $2,000, but we're going to rent it for $1,500, pocket all the cash. But you, honest landlord, can't compete with 15 because your mortgage is 17 and you're only getting 2,000. You following me? And I'm not gloom and dooming, guys. I like rental properties. I've had quite a few of them in my career myself. Mel and I have a couple of them, one in New Mexico, a condo. But what I'm trying to do is to get you to think long term. We have a market cycle that now we're kind of doing this, and you guys still want to go out and buy, that's okay. But right now, strategically, long term, we need to rethink things a little bit. Where are we at on the game? And, we have to kind of move away from maybe this, okay, we're going to go buy, leverage, and we have to look maybe a little longer term at where is this property going to be if we have this shadow inventory of foreclosures? What kind of property should we be looking at for rental? Should we maybe diversify? Should we be looking at maybe medical, commercial, different types of rental, storage units? Who knows? But how much exposure do we have? All that good stuff that kind of comes into play. If I lose my job, can I afford to make these payments? If my people lose their job, if we have a recession and my tenants lose their job, how many tenants not making their payments can I absorb? Again, it's not gloom and doom. But when I see people on these news feeds that are saying, I own 20 properties, I own 25 properties, there's a consistent theme that I'm very concerned about, that there is not nearly enough profitability per property to justify the exposure, the debt that they're taking on. There are some ratios that I use, some equations. If you guys ever want to text me, because it gets boring and involved, and you guys are never going to listen to a video about it, but I use some mathematics for single families, for condos, for townhomes, multifamily, strip plazas, all that stuff. There are equations, learned way back in college, but there are bona fide equations you can use if you're thinking about buying an investment property, a true investment property, that are realistic, that you can calculate yourself to determine if it's a legitimate investment property to buy and hold on to. Because right now, this is not the time to buy and flip. Can you get lucky? Of course you can. But right now, where the market cycle, where we're at, this is not a buy and flip time. You're going to probably get fucked. This is a buy and hold. We have to be strategic. So to wrap things up, if you guys want to buy investment property right now, especially in this market cycle, call me, text me, email me, Facebook me, whatever social media, LinkedIn. Let's talk long-term strategy. Let's teach you some of those formulas. And that way, when you're out there in cyberland looking at these goofy properties, you can run the formulas yourself and say, that house or that strip plaza makes sense. And some of that other hype that I'm seeing, the math doesn't work. I hope you guys are having a great time out there. I'm enjoying my Sunday with the wind blowing. I'm loving my time out here in Colorado. Love you guys wherever you're at. I'm going to keep making these videos, and hopefully somebody out there learns something from them. And if not, hey, I'm having fun. Talk to you guys soon. Have a great day. Bye.